guys, welcome to TC Tea Time. I'm your host, Shizuka Anderson, and today we are joined by three other guests. First, we have Sharla. Welcome. Hey, can you give us a little tidbit about yourself?
Sure. I'm from Canada. I've been living in Japan for 15 years, and I really like horror movies. That's all I do is watch horror movies.
Awesome. Awesome. I didn't even know that. Sounds great.
Most people don't. They think it's weird. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Sharla. And we have Shiori. Welcome.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about yourself too?
I'm from Japan. I live in Japan for good. I work at Tokyo Creative as the project manager and influencer managing. Thank you.
Thank you, Shiori. And now we have a brand new guest who's actually a new staff at Tokyo Creative, Sarah.
Hi, I'm from Sydney, Australia, and I just moved to Tokyo this year, and I'm working as a project coordinator for Tokyo Creative.
Awesome. Welcome, Sarah. Yay. All right, so this is our group for today, and I wanted to talk about the situation in Japan kind of during the quarantine period and also now. It actually, Tokyo and many other cities in Japan changed drastically. It's very rare to not be able to see people in the city.
Yeah.
There's always people everywhere. But I think this was the one time where we could actually see like an eerily empty Tokyo or like Kyoto, other places like that. But I was wondering, for all you guys, what were some areas that you noticed like a huge difference?
Well, for me, traveling from Morioka to Tokyo, I went there once for work last month, and Tokyo Station was so empty. It was really weird because I thought now that things had started opening up, all the salarymen would be back commuting and it would be busy again, but it was just as empty as it was like mid-pandemic. So like it must have been full of tourists before, and I just didn't realize that they were the ones making it so crowded. But yeah, Tokyo Station was still like very few people, which was great. I can't complain. I usually hate Tokyo Station because it's crowded and packed and horrible. But yeah, it was insane. It didn't feel like Tokyo at all.
I saw your video, but the Shinkansen also super empty, right?
Oh yeah, like in one car there was maybe 6 people. When it's usually full. So yeah, Shinkansen and the stations, you really notice it.
I noticed the same for like Shinjuku Station too. Another station that's like typically packed. And well, I visited there during the state of emergency time, like once or twice. I don't remember, like, because it wasn't official lockdown. So like we were still, some people were still going to work and stuff. So I think I had like a couple jobs that I needed to go to. And I went through Shinjuku during those like 2 state of emergency months, and it was almost completely empty except for like a few salarymen type people.
That'd be so weird.
Bizarre, yeah. And it feels really nice though because you have so much space.
Yeah. But like I think we'll kind of appreciate having all the people back when things are back to normal. Like as much as we hate how crowded it is, it'll just be nice to have things back to normal. So
definitely. And I mean,
appreciate it.
In the end, like Japan really needs it too. Like
yeah, definitely.
Like, the economy is clearly suffering right now, and many businesses have actually shut down.
Yeah, like they couldn't make it through the loss of customers. It's so sad.
Very sad. Like a lot of those small businesses, small restaurants and things like that.
Yeah.
Especially
ryokan is always, they need to rely on the old tourists. So the small ryokan, the independent ryokan, it's not hotels, chain hotel. They are really struggling this situation. The second wave is hitting Japan right now, right? So a lot of the ryokans, the hotels, they want to shout out, "Oh, please come!" But they cannot do a lot. So they're thinking how they can make the local people happy, because local people maybe staying home for a long time. So they are, they need a bit of relaxing time. So we are having a lot of the domestic inquiries about for the domestic people to enjoy the mini trip, like a vacation or staycation.
Staycation.
I actually saw something interesting about that. One ryokan, it was in Tokyo. They were asking, advertising, you can stay here and we'll give you a whole room to do your work from, and then you can also rent the onsen for 500 yen.
Oh,
Yeah, it was really cheap. I saw that.
How much was the hotel fee? Hotel fee, yeah.
I think it was about 3,000 yen, which is really cheap compared to normal. Yeah.
That was for like one full day you could stay there. I don't think it was overnight, but it was like you could stay the whole day and use the room and use the bath.
Yeah.
I see.
That's really cool.
What about the shuttle when you came to Tokyo? Was that cheap compared to the other time?
Yeah, the hotel was so cheap. It was like, I thought it was a mistake. I think normally it's about Ichiman, like 10,000 yen per night, and it was 2,900. Like right in the middle of Tokyo.
Yeah,
so crazy. There's just so much competition between all the hotels in Tokyo now because there's so little business. They're all trying to be the one hotel that people use. So the prices have really reduced.
Wow. I mean, that just like it's a little depressing in the sense that like that's how bad hotels are, like how much hotels are suffering right now. But on the other hand, it is the perfect time for people in Japan to be, traveling around a little bit, like while being careful. But I mean, I think staycations are like a big possibility right now to help keep the economy going. I was wondering about Kyoto as well. And Sarah, I think you used to live in Kyoto before?
Yeah, so I lived there for about 2 years, and although I haven't been back since the pandemic started, I have friends there and I've seen photos, and it's completely different. I'm sure many of you guys have also seen, like, it's dead on the streets. And I think it's really great for people who want to see Kyoto. You get to see the sights and you don't have 1,000 other people around you. But at the same time, like, Kyoto has built itself up over the past few years in the decade to become this tourist hub. And so there's all these little businesses and they're really struggling. So it's like, yeah, we need the people back so that Kyoto can still, survive. Like, especially you have the Maiko-san districts, which have like lost a lot of Japanese customers, and now there's a lot of foreign people they're, catering to. So you have that perspective as well.
Some of the Maiko-san got the coronavirus now, and then it became like the news because people who entertains the customer and people, those people definitely need to work, right? And then people back to them, and then now those areas usually a bit packed and also closed, and it's hard to keep the social distance, I guess. I've never seen that those night bars and stuff have a big window can open. It's all like
it's always so enclosed and
secret place って感じじゃん。So they say that it's quite difficult to control the hygiene system in there. So I'm not sure how those things gonna work. But I really, really enjoyed the Aki's video. Aki and Joy went to Kyoto for the anniversary. It was so great. The 伏見稲荷, the area.
すごいよね。
あれはno one's there. やばいよ。
That's never gonna happen again in our lifetime.
Once in a lifetime experience.
I know. So that's why I really want to go to Kyoto right now. Because like this is the only time you can experience like
as a solo trip, if you keep your mask on and avoid other people, it should be safe and you can help support the businesses there. So.
I agree. Yeah. Social distancing trips. Maybe that's our new 2020.
I'm thinking to maybe go to Fukushima this month. I love Aizu Wakamatsu area, so I might do a solo trip down there.
Nice.
Yeah, just rent like a ryokan room and do my work from there. I figure I might as well.
Yeah. This is a great idea because I mean those small businesses are the ones who really, really need it, especially the areas outside of Tokyo, like kind of in the more rural areas. So yeah, lots of businesses are suffering right now, and I think like whatever we can do to kind of help use those businesses and give them a hand. And actually, like this is a little bit off topic, but also a little related. Small movie theaters in Japan, I had heard, were also really heavily hit, especially like art house theaters, which feature like indie films and things like that. So there was a huge like a fundraiser or like a GoFundMe kind of thing to gather money to like keep those small film houses open. And they raised like a ridiculous amount of money. I might need to, I can't remember the number right now, but a lot of money. So they were able to make it through this quarantine period. But thanks to those kind of efforts, like some small businesses like that were able to survive, which is nice.
I can imagine. I went to a really famous aquarium recently in Yamagata Prefecture. It's famous for jellyfish. They have like the world's largest jellyfish collection. It's usually packed with people. It's a very small aquarium because all they do is showcase jellyfish, so it's pretty small. But there was no one there. Like I had the whole place to myself. So if somewhere as famous as that like isn't getting any customers, I can only imagine that like the small theaters and stuff must really be having a hard time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even like those major theme parks, they were all shut down for like probably 3 months, I guess. Yeah.
We've all like lost track of time. It's really been that long. Yeah.
It's been a blur. But yeah, I guess Disneyland and USJ, like Universal Studios Japan, just opened in this month. I read on like some online article in Japanese that like people went into Disneyland crying because they
were so happy.
Yes.
Can't relate. Not a Disney fan. But I can imagine now that they have like the limited number of people allowed into the park. I don't know what the number is, but I can imagine it must be amazing for people that just love Disney to be able to experience that with such a small crowd.
I would love to go during this period. We're trying to social distance, and like I don't think we're ever gonna get to experience a Disneyland this empty.
Definitely not.
With minimal wait lines, like a dream.
Yeah.
I saw the limitation 15,000 kana. Basically the 15,000 people, if you go there, most of the attractions are less than 15 minutes wait. 15 minutes wait.
And it's normally like 3 or 4 hours. If you've never been to Disneyland in Japan, it's horrible.
Yeah, I know.
That's amazing. That's like Disneyland, like at the end of the night when everybody's clearing out and
it's like pouring rain.
Right? Yeah.
No reason to want to stay there.
But I need to confess, I bought the ticket.
Oh, it's a lottery system, right? Did you win it?
It's not lottery because you need to access so many times to get to access.
You're sitting there like refreshing the page.
Exactly.
You got it.
Just to be honest, I'm not like Disney freak, but it took 2 hours to access.
Oh my god.
There are actually three types of ticket right now. One is that from 8 a.m. you can access. This is the most expensive one. It's around 8,000 yen. And the second one is from 11 a.m. And the third one is 2 p.m. So each ticket has the different prices. So you can choose which one you want. And then I went for the earliest one. And I'm going to there with my husband, but my husband's like, why I chose the earliest one? Because if there's no one, we don't need to rush, right? Because always crowded. That's why we are trying to do earlier.
Right.
But now we don't need to. So I was scolded by him, but I was like, oops, sorry. And after that, I'm seeing the Japanese YouTuber went to the first day of Disneyland. So they are very proper for the social distance. And the restaurant is also a lot of the limitation to enter. So they said the restaurant is the longest time you need to wait. Because
really? More than the rides?
So it's surprising, but that's how they are trying to make it proper and then just adjusting this situation, I guess. So wow.
Is it true that you can't like scream on the roller coasters? Like I've seen they're like to prevent like people
reaction. How do you stop yourself?
You need to wear a mask だって。
Oh,
You need to wear a
It's
mask.
funny you mentioned that, Sarah. Did you see the video for Fuji-Q Highland?
no, there's a video with that.
Okay, so Fuji-Q Highland released a ridiculous video. Like it was so funny. Like it was like unironically so stereotypically Japanese. The CEO or like the president of Fuji-Q Highland and the president of the parent company Fuji-Q Highland, two like older men in suits went on one of the like scariest roller coasters in Fuji-Q Highland. And they both had their masks on and they're just sitting on the roller coaster, not screaming.
I don't know how they did it. I've been on that roller coaster and it was horrible. That's very impressive.
It was amazing. They were trying to prove that you can ride it without screaming, like to prevent the spread of the
Oh my God.
And the end, like the tagline at the end is like scream inside your heart.
Interesting. 面白い.
It was 超面白かった. Yeah, I guess that's the situation for like theme parks. In general, they're really trying to social distance, but they're like slowly opening again. I think like other areas that we saw a huge difference during the peak of the pandemic and like state of emergency situation were like Shibuya and Harajuku.
Yeah.
But during the lockdown period, of course, the businesses were shut down. So there was like, you could see it on the news. There'd be like no one or maybe like two people. And Shibuya as well, the crossing, like there's like an incredible number of people who cross that street every day. But of course, during the lockdown, it was almost completely empty. Like
now,
the footage, like the aerial camera.
Live footage, yeah.
The live footage, during the lockdown period, there were like, you could see like 10 people waiting to cross the street.
Weird.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of gone back a little bit.
More like normal now?
Almost. Like, Shiori, do you go into Shibuya area nowadays?
Tokyo Creative is still doing the remote work, telework still. So only if necessary, we go to the Shibuya. That's where our office is. And I've seen the Shibuya crossing. It's, I think, 60 to 70% back to normal, but it's not like the way used to be. Not like that. It's more like
a little bit more space.
Yeah, a little bit more space.
It's nice though. Like I think that's like a good balance of like being not overcrowded, but still having business be a little bit more back to normal. Basically, Tokyo businesses are opened again, so you can kind of go out normally, but we do need to be careful because we're sort of experiencing that second wave right now.
Definitely, because I think in the last TC Time episode, one of the things I was missing so much is going back to Okinawa, where my all relatives are. I went to Okinawa for 5 days after the emergency situation lifted. But during that time, to be honest, the Kokusai Dori, the main area of the Okinawa, where the souvenir shops are around, literally no one there. So it was so interesting to see. It's like my feeling is almost same as the Shibuya crossing has no one, because that place is always crowded and then very genki vibes. But it was so sad to see that no one is around. It definitely hits the local businesses. No wonder they are so struggling to continue the businesses. Now the second wave hit, I kind of regret to visit my grandparents. If I were carrier, it's so difficult, It's dangerous, right? So, but I couldn't help seeing them because my grandpa had a bit of the disease. So I'm not sure when I can meet them again. So I canceled 3 times of the tickets already. So okay, you know what? Let's go now. Shout out also, everyone is making the content about travel all the time. So you like to have the local area, but we cannot encourage people to go.
Encourage the locals to go.
It kind of depends on the business, because I guess some people prefer this kind of like, more authentic Japan, if you will, like that's just not oversaturated with tourists. But of course, I think nowadays many businesses have like adapted to having a lot of tourists, and like, they've sort of adapted their menus, things are in English nowadays. A lot of staff can speak a bit of English. So I think now, like, the sudden drop of like tourism, I think it's really hitting people hard. It's hard to like flip things back to like locally marketed business. So yeah, in a sense, like it's very conflicting, because I would like more people to be coming back to Japan and help get those businesses going again, but at the same time it's just not safe worldwide yet. So I think the main takeaway is that we need to support our local businesses as much as possible. Like not even just in Japan, but like anybody who's watching, I'm sure like your local businesses in your own country, they're all suffering similarly.
It's been good to have time to reflect on yourself during this period and going out and seeing people. I feel kind of sad, you want to go out and see your friends and see normal society. So I'm really looking forward for the moment when we can appreciate the small things that we took for granted before. Yeah.
Definitely.
Like in Japan, I was really looking forward to all the summer festivals, and they're all cancelled. Yeah.
It was Tanabata yesterday. Didn't celebrate at all. It's so sad.
Yeah, it's super sad. Like summer is kind of that really special time in Japan where like festivals are everywhere. Street food and like firework festivals. You can wear your yukata. And I was really looking forward to doing that too, but I think none of that is going to happen this year, actually. Just to avoid like gathering too many people in one area.
It's definitely a good idea to cancel them. Sad. The best.
It is a little sad. It's true. But I think, as you said, Sarah, like we need to appreciate those little things. We might not have the big festivals and stuff, but there's a lot of little things that we can appreciate during this time. One of which is like, we can less crowded in general, train stations, like trains, and just like, Shibuya, Harajuku, they're definitely a lot more chill. So yeah, and Disneyland, like Shiori, let us know how Disneyland is.
Yeah, Disney is like kind of the king of those theme park. So if they are doing okay, other people also can do, So I just want to see how they are adapting this situation, and then I will let you guys know about that.
Love to hear it. Maybe in the future, the upcoming TCT times. Well, that's all the time we have for today, you guys. But thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you. And everybody watching, I hope you guys enjoyed hearing a little bit about what Tokyo and Japan is like right now, not post-pandemic yet, but post-emergency period, and what it was like during the quarantine. It was just a stark difference from usual, just so empty. But yeah, slowly getting back to normal, but we should not stop being cautious is kind of the important point here. But yeah, I hope that the day comes very soon where all of you guys can come visit Japan again. And let us know in the comments below, like if there's anything that you guys want to do in Japan when you have a chance to come back again, or like anything you want to see in Japan that's like totally.
You've got lots of time to plan your itinerary now, so
exactly.
You have a perfect Japan itinerary while you're waiting.
Exactly.
Anyway, watch our videos for ideas.
Yes. Go check out our channels. I'm sure we'll have the links in the description down below. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next episode of TCT Time.
Bye bye. Come bye.